What's up guys, I'm Caden with Crypto Now or Never and welcome back to another update on Turbo. If you enjoy this style of content, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. As always, none of this is financial advice. Let's get into it.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want.
Okay, so honestly, not a whole lot has changed since my last Turbo video. I still think Turbo is in a very interesting position right now. So as you guys know, I initially had Turbo drawn on this falling wedge, and this falling wedge actually broke out perfectly. And if you guys had timed the bottom of this falling wedge, you could have made about 131% from this move. But in my opinion, right now, it looks like Turbo is forming a textbook cup and handle. This is clearly a rounded bottom, which you could argue is the cup, and then you could argue that this is the handle. And whether you want to say it's a cup and handle or not, you could also argue that this is just a textbook bull flag. And if this bull flag were to actually break up and hit the measure move, it'd have a measure move all the way up here to about 0.008. So it'd be getting close to that 1 cent range again. Now, to be clear, is it guaranteed that this plays out? No, it's not. And there's a good chance that Turbo is just going to follow Ethereum. And Ethereum's kind of in an interesting situation because Ethereum was starting to fill out this bull flag. However, the last few candles have been green yet again, and it looks like we've started to break above this trend line. Now, it's interesting though for Ethereum because if you look at the RSI, for example, the RSI is still extremely overbought. And if you look at the stochastics, they started to reset, however, they didn't really get to the oversold region. To be honest with you, I still wouldn't be shocked at all if we see Ethereum drop down to the 21-day moving average or consolidate until the 21-day creeps up. Again, though, that's obviously not guaranteed. It's just oftentimes what we do see from a technical analysis standpoint. But if Ethereum does continue breaking out from here, I obviously will not complain at all. Now, if you come over here to CoinMarketCap, this is where things are very interesting, though. You can see that Bitcoin dominance is continuing to drop. Bitcoin dominance is at 60.5%. It's not the lowest that it's been, but it's very important if you look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. So over the last week, I've been telling you guys that I would love to see price action come up and have a bearish retest off of the 200-day moving average. If we see that happen, that will be very bullish for altcoins. And as of right now, that is exactly what has happened. This is a textbook rejection off of this level. For altcoins, this is exactly what we wanted to see. And you can see that the stochastics have been pushing up hard and the RSI has bounced. But they are kind of still in the oversold region, so there is a chance that we do get back above this level. But I want to point out, even if we do get back above this level, we just want to see a lower high get put in. We've already put in a lower low, we now want to see a lower high. It won't be a great look if we come up here and put in a higher high. But as of right now, we're looking very good. But if you come back over to CoinMarketCap, I also want to show you guys meme coins. So you can see that because it's the weekend, volume has dropped off a lot again. Dogecoin is back to 2.1 billion in volume. Now this is still significantly higher than it was around a month ago. Around a month ago, Dogecoin's volume was under 600 million. So you can just see that the crypto market's holding up very well in general. But you look at Pepe's volume, 719 million, Bonk, 731 million. If you scroll down, you can see Turbo's volume is 32 million. It's still not doing bad in this market cap range, however, it has fallen off quite a bit. You can see actually in the last day, it's down 52%. But I just want to say that is to be expected. That is what happens when you have these consolidation periods. You look at the chart right now and we're forming a bull flag or a cup and handle pattern, however you want to look at it. When a project is consolidating, the volume is naturally going to drop off. And in many regards, that's actually a good thing. It wouldn't be a good thing if Turbo didn't have this initial breakout, but because Turbo ran up 130%, it isn't a bad thing. The low volume also means that you don't have a lot of sell pressure. So it's a double-edged sword. Now, if we look at where a lot of the volume is coming from, you can see that 14% is coming from Binance, and you can see that 11.4% is coming from Gate.io. The interesting one is HTX. HTX used to have very high volume, but now it's down to 3.2%. But overall, the volume's pretty well spread out, which is good to see. Now, if we come over here and we take a look at the Turbo X account, they're still doing what they need to do. They're posting on here every day. They just posted 5 hours ago, and then they were posted by Uphold 23 hours ago. But since my last Turbo video, there hasn't been any major news. Honestly, though, there hasn't really been any major Turbo news since Ethereum started to break out. That's why I was so impressed with the fact that Turbo even ran up 130% from the lows. That right there just shows the strength of the community. And I've always said that about Turbo. The community is one of the biggest reasons that I am bullish on this project. I genuinely believe that Turbo has one of the strongest communities out there. And at the end of the day, community is the one thing that a project cannot buy. You can buy KOLs, you can buy exchanges, you can buy pretty much everything, but you cannot buy a cult-like community. But honestly, that's about it for the update today. Again, keep your eyes on this pattern. I do think the cup and handle or bull flag does look pretty good, but I think it's also going to be heavily dependent on Ethereum. But if you guys are interested in projects like Turbo and just getting into projects super early, then I always recommend taking a look at my Discord as well. I always point out the all-time gainer list, but if you look at the all-time gainer list, we have hit some huge multipliers in here. Some of these projects you could have turned $1,000 into over $200,000. So if this is the kind of community that you'd like to be a part of, you can find the link right here on my YouTube homepage. It'd be awesome to see you guys in there with us. But that's about all. Let me know down in the comments how you guys are feeling about Turbo. If you found this content valuable, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.